morning, my people. Top of the top. It is Thursday, October 30th, and I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ because with him all things is possible. Salute to all my people out there moving around in these streets, all these kids, well, all you kids who should be going to school. I said all these kids, but all you kids that should be on your way to school, please arrive there safe. No skipping, no ditching, no none of that. Do not worry your parents, please. Go straight to school. For all the parents who may be taking their kids to school, please get them safe. Get them there safe. No rushing. If you are late, it is your fault. I always tell you, do not hurt anybody in the process of you getting to work. And if you're coming from work, going to work, whatever you are doing, get there safe. Wherever you have to be today, doctor's appointment, court, vacationing. If you're traveling, I have my in-laws traveling today. My sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, my sisters-in-law, my mother-in-law. They're traveling in this weather. We all know how it could be. Please, God, get them to where they gotta go safe. They're going out of town. I love all of them, so please allow them to get them where they're going safe. And anybody else that's on that plane, and anybody else that's traveling, Greyhound, driving, wherever. Hope Hope everybody's feeling blessed, appreciated, and thankful for seeing another day and knowing with Him all things is possible. What's up, y'all? Happy Throwback Thursday. Yes, sir. Weather kind of nasty out here, man. I don't know what the weather's like where y'all at, but it's nasty. It's nasty out here, so which means I'm definitely will not be going anywhere because I don't travel in nasty weather. Yo, Free, I see you. I see you. Um, so let's go on and get this started, though, right? My regulars, my newcomers, or everybody who ever stopped through here, might have came through, might have left. It's all good. Welcome to the No Duck Zone podcast. And please make sure that y'all all like, share, and subscribe, and remind the people who remind the non-believers that this is still one of the best damn places to come to in the morning. All right. So let's see. Free, I see you. Bay, my sis, my Alabama slash Cali sis. What up? Josh Sanders, what up, man? I see you. My Midwest brother. Good morning to y'all, man. Happy Throwback Thursday, y'all. Man, I wanted to get up with y'all yesterday afternoon, man, but let me tell you, my ass was tired. I sat back yesterday and just watched a lot of boxing. For some reason, I started watching a lot of Shakur Stevenson fights yesterday. I don't know. I just got into. I was just in the boxing mood yesterday. I wasn't in the mood to really do anything. So I just sat back. But today we're gonna get back to our Throwback Thursday today. Today, yeah, we're going later on today. I'm gonna think of excuse me, Buster Douglas is who I want to get into today. We're gonna get into this Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas for Throwback Thursday. We're gonna do that later on today. 6:05. Which I think that's great to do. Polo, I see you, Polo. We're gonna do that. We got a lot of shit coming up in the sport of boxing that I see a lot of y'all are not paying attention to, but it's okay. So next week is this week Michaela Miter is fighting this week, which is crazy. I believe Saturday. So at some point tomorrow, I'm probably gonna come to speak on her. Angie, what up, fam? Then next week, we got Virgil Ortiz, Eric Salute. I will be touching on that, and we know that the Brian Norman and Devin Haney's coming up. I'm not talking about that till the week of. Some of y'all already done been on that for about a month or two, and that's cool, but I'd rather wait. I'm not gonna skip over all the other fights that's happening. So that's what we gonna do. Good morning, y'all. Y'all coming in hard body today. What's up, everybody here? Everybody up early today. Well, I know Vay, I know always see you. But Angie, you up early. What's up, Angie? Angie, you probably got your black hoodie on with your black boots and your black gloves going out there to catch you a case. That's why you up early, Angie. I got it. Angie, am I gonna have to pat you down at the cookout to make sure you ain't got no weapons? Beautiful. What up? Good morning. Angie, I gotta pat you down at the cookout to make sure you ain't got no weapons, Angie. Because Angie, you look like I tell people, don't let that pretty face fool you. You haven't gone to sleep. See, that's that bullshit, Ange. Ange out here trying to catch a jukes. Knock it off, Ange. Knock it off, Ange. We don't promote violence. We don't promote violence, Ange. Hey, fellas, for all my fellas out there, y'all see Angie and y'all say, damn, she bad as fuck, right? Man, she sexy as hell. That's what y'all would think when y'all see her. Do not let that fool you. Angie be the type to be like, come on, baby. We're going to go upstairs. I'm going to lay you down and I'm going to get you right. Angie messed around and went in the damn bathroom, put on a sexy ass outfit, came out, and that be your ass, fellas. That be your ass, fellas. I'm trying to tell you, if you're gonna talk to her, make sure you only got your EBT card and maybe about $5 in your pocket, because that's it for your ass. Let me stop messing with my sis, man. Shout out to Angie, man. You know it ain't right if I don't mess with y'all. She said, I changed my life. Angie said, I changed my Oh. You found, what happened, Angie? You found God? Seafood, I see you. He said we grow that. Yeah, man. Yeah. Let me ask y'all something. We laughing and we joking. We laughing and we joking. We laugh and joke on here a lot, right? But I want to ask y'all something. How long did it take y'all to change y'all lives? And I don't mean like all of a sudden you perfect, but how long did it take y'all before y'all to finally decide to say, you know what, it's time for change? Maria, I see you, sis. What's up? Or some of us still going through change. When did y'all wake up and say, you know what, I have to fix what I got going on in my life? Because that's the word of the day. That's the word of today. Fix. The word of today is fix. Oh my God! When I hit 23, honestly. Oh damn, Josh, you did it young. 23. People still try to figure out who they are. Take my Long Island sister. I was in my 30s and my friend passed away. It woke you up. Oh wow. How did you come back from that, Ange? Even though you said it woke you up. Usually, when somebody loses somebody, auntie, uncle, best friend, they usually crash out. How was you able to keep your composure? It said it woke you up, but some people, it don't wake them up. It just causes them to crash out. Because losing somebody is never easy. I think I'm still in the process of fixing myself, but I have changed in dramatic ways. As far as when I got with Tiffany, I'm gonna be honest with you. I could be real. I'm a man because I didn't know where it was going. I was still out doing some. I was still out doing some shit. When I met her, I had other women, but I didn't have other women as far as relationships with them. But I didn't know where it was going with me and her. But I knew eventually I had to fix some shit because I knew if I wasn't going to be with her, let her go and let the next dude be with her. When I was 21 and I had my first baby that was born with problems and passed away. Oh my God, beautiful. I'm sorry. Oh, beautiful. I'm sorry. Condolences. Jesus Christ. Beautiful. I'm so sorry. I I can't tell you I know what that feel like, and I never want to know what that feels like. I never want to know what that feels like. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's condolences to that. I was living like. Yeah, shit. That's God damn, you know, beautiful, you didn't change my show, but you just stopped me in my tracks. Um, because that's something you can never come back from. Even when she sleep. God damn it, beautiful. God damn it, God damn it, God damn it. That's you know, that's enough right there to make somebody crash out. That's enough to make people give up on God. That's enough to make people give up on life. Um, and even though what they say, what don't kill you make you stronger, but sometimes that's easier said than done when you lose a child, because we all know, I don't care if you're a parent or not, you want your child to bury you. You don't want to bury your child. So beautiful. My condolences to that. I have an 18 and 17-year-old, and even though I don't have a strong relationship with them because they have a mindset of their own, I would never want to get that phone call that something happened to them. So we're gonna let you know, beautiful. We love you. We're gonna continue to keep you in our prayers. But we're gonna let you know, beautiful. Hey, whenever you feeling some kind of way about something, I need you to understand this: that we love you, and when you're around us, you ever feel like you need to get some shit off your chest, you get it off your chest, right? We love you. This is why I tell you, in real life, we got real shit going on. We don't have time for social media shit. But the word of the day is fix. Are we still fixing things in our life? Are we still trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together? Are we still trying to figure some things out? Do we find ourselves going backwards sometime when we supposed to be moving forward? I find myself going backwards sometime, or sometimes, you know what, y'all? Sometimes I'm not going nowhere. Sometimes I'm just staying the fuck still and still don't know what I'm doing. Word of the day is fix. It's scary because a lot of us got real shit going on. As we get older, time gets shorter, and I never looked at it like that, Tay. But I realized, I said, okay, you 42 going to 43. It ain't like when you were 22 going to 23, where you had time to just be like, I'm not worrying about nothing. You can't ask me what I think about doing when I'm 30 or 35. I'm not thinking about that. I'm not thinking about that, but damn, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. 42 going to 43 is old enough. It's not super old, but it's old enough for you to say, all right, I need to figure out this shit, because before you know it, I'm 50. So, I'm sitting here like, okay, I was telling myself yesterday as I was walking around. So I went back to the spot that we're doing the annual barbecue. I went there yesterday, right? Because I had to check some things out. Oh my God, y'all gonna love this spot. Because I had to go look at it, right? So as I'm standing there and I'm looking at the spot, I had some time to stand and think. And I told myself, Mr. McLean, you got some things in your life, not some things, but you have a lot of things in your life that you got to fix, and you better fix it fast. because you think you got all the time in the world. Before you know it, your time is up. They say time waits for no man. Time waits for nobody, man or woman. It doesn't wait for no child. Time waits for no newborn. Newborns come in here and they're gone before they can even get a chance to know what life is. Time waits for no one. So how long is it going to take us to get our shit together to fix certain situations? Oh yeah, I always say look at the man in the mirror. And that's what I felt like I was doing. When I stood there yesterday, Vay, I felt like I was staring, but I wasn't there. The time is ticking. Yes, it is. So now I'm thinking to myself, do y'all ever feel like I want to ask y'all something. Do y'all ever feel like y'all being punished every time something fucked up happens to you? Do you feel like you're being punished for it? Or do you feel like it's God testing you? I want to know if y'all ever feel, because I'm sure at some point y'all got mad when something happened, you lost somebody in your family, something happened, you lost your job, apartment, whatever it is, you just felt like, yo, am I being punished? Why me, God? Why me, God? Why did I lose my grandmother? Why did my homie get killed? Why did this person lie on me and say I did this and here it is, I'm sitting in jail for something I didn't do? Now, we all know it's a test, but before we can figure out that it was a test, I feel like it's karma depending on the situation. Yeah, we could say it's karma. Because the thing is, we never know when karma catches up to us. Karma don't catch up to you right then and there. You did something 10 years ago, and people feel like, well, it was 10 years ago, so it should have been forgotten about. Karma comes to you when it wants to come to you, not when you expect it. Questioning God. Yeah, yeah, Tay. I stopped questioning God. I always ask God to give me a sign. And I have conversations with God all the time where I go, you know what, Lord? Yeah, okay. So obviously you don't want me over here. So I guess it ain't meant for me to be. Because we don't realize that he's setting us up for something great. But we can't see that because we watching everybody else do their thing. And we like, well, why should this person be blessed with this? And I'm not blessed with it. But we don't know that he's setting us up for something amazing. It's just that it's not moving fast enough for us. So I've been through so much. I roll with the punches. Yeah, yeah. Don't ever block your blessings. I tell you, I think for me, you remember how yesterday I talked to y'all about having a job and how I was like, yo, I want to be able to have fun. I want to be able to go places. And I know it's this job I'm going for. For some reason, this shit just keeps dubbing me every time I turn around and I go, what the fuck is going on? Why they keep dubbing me? And then I go on to these other places and they dubbing me, and I'm like, so wifey says to me, God is setting you up for something great. You don't even know it. Set me up for something great. I'm like, man, what the? Hey, man, what does he set me up for? It's like, yo, listen, something amazing is about to happen with no Doug Zone, and you don't even know it. You don't know it. You think you know, but he knows. Remember, we talked about it the other day. Oh, I'm um ignoring you, like just not responding to you. Sorry, Bay. New York talk. Apologize. So that means something greater. There's a door opening up for me. But no, wifey tell me all the time, something great's about to happen with no Doug Zone. You don't know it, but he does. I'm like, yeah, that sound good, but shit. Like, I'm trying to make something happen. You may feel like One door is closing on you, Dips, because it's not your door. Don't force it to open. I think that's my problem, Tay. I think that's my biggest problem, Tay. I be trying to kick doors down that I ain't got no. I'm trying to go up and yeah, that's our slang out here. I mean, Vay, when them people be trying to come in your channel talking crazy, you're gonna have to start dubbing them. Get them up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Ignore them or whatever. Do what you got to do. Nah, you know what, Tay? I'm trying to kick down doors that I'm not welcome in. You know, that I don't. It ain't meant for me to walk through. Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think the only thing we shouldn't block, Tay and Vay, is our blessings. But other than that, everything else is a blur. But my man Seafood, you still in here? See my man Seafood still in here. Seafood, let me know. Make a comment. You still in here, my guy? Okay, stay right there, Seafood. So yeah, like I said, the word of the day is fix. What are some of the things we feel like we need? Yeah, sorry. Um, Seafood, check your DM. God always tests you before He bless you to see if you're worthy of having the blessing. Yeah, free. I just think, but in the mix of us waiting for a blessing or whatever, sometimes we tend to block our blessings or we ignore it or we just don't pay attention to it. While we're doing that, what are some of the things in our life we need to fix in order to see that blessing when it's coming? Because you know, some of the time the blessing's right in front of our face, but we tend to ignore it because we have other things that we attending to. And you're only holding up your life more by ignoring these things. Because when you start saying to yourself, I've been in the same predicament for 20 years, God is not to blame. Because you know, people look for somebody to blame all the time and they never take the responsibility. So we look for people to point the finger at. And I go, at some point, you're gonna have to be held responsible for how your life has turned out. The finger pointing, we are too old for that shit. The looking for people to blame, we're too old for that. So
Yo,
we have to have some type of, I hear you, Sifu. We have to take some type of responsibility in our actions. But the word of the day is fix. What up, Sifu? Like
how you
Sifu
doing,
got to
brother?
like Sifu got to fix his internet because he froze right now.
I'm frozen.
Yeah, you frozen. I hear you, but you frozen. Yeah,
No, that's
yeah.
my photo joint.
No, I'm just talking about you frozen, man. Like you in the car right now?
No, no, I'm in my bed, bro.
Oh, so why it came up with you just in the car? Oh, that's your profile pic?
Yeah, I was trying to find another one, but I guess
Very bad
it's
pick, man. That's a bad pick, man. Bad choice.
all right. Wait, let me get another one then.
Should have
Hold
got the
on.
one with the do rag.
Nah, nah. I don't like to do that all the time, bro.
Yeah, babe, that's his pick. Um, yeah, so I'm sure you've been hearing what I've been talking about,
All right, that's better. That's better.
Coach Sifo. I'm sure you've been hearing what I've been talking about.
Yeah.
Far as us fixing things in our life that need to be fixed, Sifu, for somebody like you that came a long way, probably before boxing even came and knocked on your door, and probably even as you got into the sport, you were thinking that things would ease up just a little bit, but you seen that shit started happening to you, and now you're like, oh man, now I gotta fix this. Because we fix one thing in our life, and here comes two other problems. When it's time to set when it's time to fix certain things in your life that you know that you shouldn't even have to fix because it shouldn't even be an issue. Um, how do you go by doing that?
Um, he said, "Yo, these see what D Free say." Um, I don't know. Like honestly, everything is by occurrence. Like you have to understand that everybody grieves or handles things differently according to the situation. Like we could have a lot of it could be death. It could be a loss of of a friend, or a spouse, or a girlfriend or boyfriend. It could be a lot of different things. But sometimes when God intervenes into the situation, you're not. Some of us are distracted by the sadness that they don't understand the message. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah,
a lot of us do relations because we all go through the same thing, but how we perceive it is different. So, like I just recently lost my mom. I took that real hard, bro. And, I went
yeah.
through other
So
other losses, but I still had to be victorious in showing up. Um, um, he said a drive by. We still have to show up to the occasion, show up to the job, show up to the family, show up
yeah,
to the people that's in our surroundings, and Um, everybody's just different on how they handle stuff. Like, it doesn't, but it doesn't leave us. It just puts being put in a different part of our mind. The hardest thing is to really, go to resurface is starting over, because it's hard to start over. And a lot
yeah,
of people a lot of people don't understand that gain from it. But, everybody's different, and we all handle situations in different ways at different times. But I'm not a stranger to pain, and I'm not a stranger to starting over. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
we we trying to handle it. All right, I'm giving him this picture because you guys is
You
killing me.
know,
D Free's
when
killing
you
me,
when you
bro.
when you have a disagreement with a friend or
Mhm.
somebody, it's like I don't really care about fixing it. It depends on what we stop talking about. But now, when you lose a loved one, a grandparent, a mama, and all that, and you go, okay, how do I how do I bounce back from this? How do I fix this and get back to where I need to be? Because some people, like you said, they're used to pain where they'll find a way to move on. But then
No,
you got some people, you
there's
got
no adjustment. I'm sorry, brother.
no. It's but when you lose a parent and then you start finding yourself going into a different direction and you like, wait a minute, I need to fix some things because I'm starting to fall off the map a little bit. I gotta get myself back together, but it's always easier said than done, especially when you have your parent or a grandparent that's always been your go-to person.
Right. Well, this parent that passed away is the one I was very, very, very close to. So is still taking a toll on me. I wouldn't say that I'm 100%, before that, but there's a lot of history there, and a lot of,
Yeah,
sometimes you can reveal it or you can deal with it, but it's a never ending story. So there's no such thing as a person becomes healed. You just become it just changes the character in many ways. And you have to know how to cope with it because I've dealt with other people. I'm always the one in the crew um, that everybody comes to when it comes to certain tragedies.
Yeah.
So I'm always the one that gets, but when it happens to you, it's just different. You know what I'm saying? So that was the biggest transition for me, like learning how to deal with my own instead of somebody else's and supporting them and comforting them. That was a big,
Yeah.
big, big transition for me. But teach his own,
Um,
bro.
yeah. But we all been in situations where, um, damn, this is gonna be hard to fix this. Because
You, you never,
seafood,
you never fix it,
seafood that is certain things that is just no coming back from.
right?
And you know what I'm
Right.
saying? There's no coming back from certain things. And it's like, all right, what am I gonna do? How do I move forward? And I'm not just talking about losing somebody, but I'm also talking about losing yourself. How do I come back from this? How do I fix this? Because, you know, I always say this, and this is true, that mental health runs strong in the Black community, right? So sometimes we get to this point where we go, you know what? However I act from this day on is how I'm going to be, and you're going to have to accept what comes with me. But then the problem is what you're doing is you're punishing a lot of people around you that didn't do anything to you, and now they have to suffer because you're suffering. And I think that's the worst thing to do because you push a lot of people away and you'll burn a lot of bridges because you're hurting.
Right.
You want to hurt other people.
Well, I
Um,
mean, again, I can't speak on that level because you know, I know I'm not trying to push no one away. Just people just
yeah,
have different tolerance levels. There's
yeah,
levels to the pain. Being a person of color, what I'm saying, you got to deal with stuff on a regular basis. People don't understand that waking up in the morning, going to where you need to go to is a struggle in itself because you have to deal with certain things. You never know what anybody's dealing with and I got a great poker face when it comes to certain things. I could be laughing right in front of you and crying at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's just everybody has a different synopsis of what they go through. I go through a lot of things, and people look at me as a big, strong black man, and he look like he ain't going through nothing. Look like Seafood will handle his bill. I'm a human being like everybody else. I face adversities every day or things, and it doesn't have to be a joyful thing or it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's just that
yeah.
it's just different. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their way of dealing with struggle. I'm not trying to deal with it. Um, if I don't have to. But my in my travels, I've learned to see things, to filter things, to cushion things through other people, what they've gone through, what I've helped them through. The hardest, honestly, the hardest things that I had to really face, even besides my mom's death, because that's still a current situation, was
Yeah.
talking to people that I know that was from boxing that I know that I trained out of committing suicide. That was one of the hardest
Yeah.
trials for me. That was no joke, bro. I'm not even lying.
Um,
It's
yeah.
crazy, man. Crazy.
Yeah. Um, damn. As soon as you said that, that was crazy because I thought about the kid from Cops and Kids who died earlier this year, and I was just like, yo,
Right.
man.
That's crazy,
And,
right? And think about that. Think about
and I
that.
didn't
That's
know
how
I didn't know
hard.
him like that, but I didn't need to know him like that. I had seen him before, but I didn't need to know him like that. I said, man, that could have been my son. My kids are 18 and 17, and it hit me with a dose of reality the day I went to the funeral, and I'm looking, and I'm just like, Jesus, man. I always tell everybody this, Seafood. I tell every kid, love on your parents, and tell every parent, love on your child,
Yeah.
because you just never know when you'll get that phone call.
Yeah.
Um,
Facts.
you just never know when you get that phone call. Um, like I said, the reason why I use the word fix because I still feel like there's some things in our life that we're fixing that we've been fixing for too long, and sometimes we tend to ignore it because we just going through the motions in life, man. It's not easy, Sifu. It's not,
No,
especially being, not to make excuses, but being black and being in this country is not easy. And this is the reason why it's important for us to have the unity that we have. Um, it's important for us to do it. Thomas, I see you, my guy. I didn't want to disrupt him while he was talking, so I see y'all though. Don't think I don't see y'all.
right.
I see all y'all.
Sorry about that,
Um,
man.
but it's difficult. It's very difficult. But
Right.
the reason why that was the reason why the word of the day was fixed, because I still find myself, fixing things, trying to fix the relationship with my sons where like that's difficult. You know what I'm saying? Because of their
Right.
mother, you know what I'm saying? She, it's like Seafood. She wants me to fix things and go, hey man, you should be marrying me. You want to be around the kids. Hey, marry me and we, fix it. Like,
I mean,
how the fuck am I
that's
going?
not
How the fuck am I going to do that? And what's wrong with you, lady?
right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
That's not always. That's not the funny part. Is that that's not always the case because the children, the kids should not be the ones that keep you bonded with the mom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like that
yeah,
it doesn't. It's not about. Is understand that marriage and of something of that magnitude is mutual understanding and consideration that I'm
yeah,
accepting you unconditionally. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people
yeah,
don't understand that. Sometimes we go out with someone and we make a mistake and then we leave and then we want to meet someone else. But the thing is that life is a constant roller coaster, consistently. You know what I'm saying? How we
yeah,
deal with stuff, and the young lady with that's expressed about her child passing, man. That's
yeah. Beautiful.
definitely
Yeah, it's
traumatic. You
beautiful.
know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah,
I empathize for her because I've never. I mean, I only have one daughter,
yeah.
and that when I was married at one time, and if I lost my daughter, bro, I don't know how I'd feel, but if it's anything on the level of me losing my mom, bro, I can imagine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
different, and it never goes away. No matter how
No,
long ago or how much you progress or how much you heal, you never fully healed from any grievance, any grief. It just stays with you forever.
I think the worst thing for me is when I lost my mom. I was 10 years old, right? And I remember, and this is gonna sound real fucked up, what I'm about to say, and I want people to understand what I'm saying and don't be like, "Yo, you sound crazy," but maybe it was better that it happened to me being young, seafood, because I couldn't have saw myself going through what you just went through, and me being 42 and losing my mom now. I would have
Yeah,
lost my rabbit ass mind, seafood. It don't bother me that much now, even though I am that 10-year-old boy who still needs his mother. But because I was able to go on, even though I keep a big picture of her in my room. I talk to my mother every morning and every night before I go to bed, hoping that she's proud of what it is that I'm doing. Um, but I'm like, I couldn't imagine that happening to me now. You understand what I'm saying, Seafood? I
yeah,
wouldn't know how
yeah.
I would take it. You
Well,
understand?
well, I mean, I know it would be hard, but you have to understand a lot of it is due to the way you were raised and the
Yeah.
experiences that you go through in life. You know what I'm saying? You'd be surprised how strong a person is. You know what I'm saying? It would take certain things. Again, it all based down to your upbringing and then your experiences because not everybody can compromise their feelings or situate or have the poker face because I'm telling you, I walk in certain days like people look at me like, yo, Sifu, you look mad. Nah, I'm good. I'm just chilling. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I give off that face like, yo, I'm really trying to whip your tail or whatever the case may be.
Um, is
You
it
know?
possible sometime to be going through and I want everybody in the chat to answer this too. Is it possible sometime to just be going through the motions? You know what I'm saying? Like you'll get up one day and you know why you mad, but then you just know why you mad, or you just waking up today like today is just because it's possible to wake up sometime and go, today's not my day. and
Yeah,
somebody
yeah,
asks you, well, why is today's not your day? I don't know, but today I'm just not feeling it. I'm not in the mood. I just want to train who I need to train and get the fuck out of here. Today's not my
yeah,
day.
yeah. I mean, like again, uh, when I went to the gym yesterday, I wasn't in the mood to be there, but I still pulled up and I still stayed and then trained whoever I had to train, and I left. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely an upbringing thing. It's about your experiences in life, even the people that you deal with at work or your social environment, your social circle. That has a lot to do with how you perceive and handle things. Believe it or not, it's not just family. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's in your surroundings is in your immediate circumference that you got to deal with and situate. Even stuff that we see on the news, bro. TV can really affect you, affect the way you think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
just
yeah,
you gotta
yeah.
really politic on that because like even though we counsel each other to a degree, there's certain things that we won't bring to people's attention because we're in we don't want that to go through that humility and
Um,
God has a way of singling us out for that.
yeah. One thing I love about doing this whole thing, and especially the morning chop up, is that you know what it does for me, seafood. It makes me feel better about my day.
Yeah,
Like, there's a lot of times I need to get a lot of shit off my chest, seafood, and I always said I'm not paying to go sit on nobody's couch to tell them my fucking problems, and I'm like, I feel better talking to y'all about it because it's just like, it's not that you trying to put your business out, but a lot of times this picture is painted that you're this and you're that. And then when people really find out what you got going on, they go, oh shit, I never knew that because he never said anything. I
right.
always thought everything was okay with him. So when I have these topics, I always let people know, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I'm going through. But how are y'all feeling and what are y'all going through? Like Beautiful, I never knew she lost her baby. I like Vay, Beautiful. A lot of these women you see coming in now, I haven't known them long, but for the time they've been here and I've been talking to them, I'm gotten to know them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
But
still building with them because it's still new. But
But you know what? For Beautiful to say what she said, she had to go through a certain level of comfortability to be able to express that to strangers. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
Because that's a whole nother dialogue in
yeah,
itself. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
And imagine the trials that she had to go through before it was finalized that it's over, like it's canceled, it's the
yeah,
end. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
A person that can, that's a strong woman if you ask me. Like if she can talk about it to a point where she's like, she feels comfortable to say that amongst in a circle that of people that she doesn't normally see every day. That's strength right there. You know what I'm saying? Because that's saying a lot.
yeah.
So I can mention it.
Because you have to be careful when you bringing up certain situations. You got to be careful because you might think that you're just trying to talk to the person and you might trigger them.
Yeah, facts.
You
Like, you
got
know
to
what I'm
be
saying?
careful.
Like, I've been
You got to
triggered.
be careful. My homie, my homeboy lost his uncle
Mhm.
in the World Trade Center. And so whenever that conversation is being brought up, I always tell the other dudes, yo, listen, man, I'm not trying to tell y'all what to say, but just don't. When he around, man, chill
Right,
because his uncle raised him.
right,
He raised him from the time he was a baby. When his own parents was like, man, we don't want him no more. You know what I'm saying?
right,
He
right,
took him
right.
in. So I always tell him, y'all got to chill when he's around because that shit triggers him. It
Right.
sends him to a different place and he gets into a deep depression. And you know what I mean? And there's even times now I text him, you good, bro? Just to check up on him. He has a family of his own, but you good? I'm just checking up on you and keeping it moving. But yeah, it's certain things that trigger us. Like somebody
Right,
come to you and they go, "Hey, Seafood, let's talk about your mom," and you might not want to. At that moment, you might not want to do that. Yo, bro, I don't feel like. Well, it's best that you get it. You can't tell me what's best to get off my fucking chest. I'm. I don't want to talk. It
right.
got nothing to do with you personally, but right now I'm not in that state of mind.
Nah,
Leave
I
me
feel
be.
you. No, just like I said, it's a lot of it has to do with surroundings, the experiences. You know, some people just are hidden. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when one of my guys, my most recent guys, he's in the gym now, right? He almost contemplated suicide, bro. Let me tell you, I was on the phone with him for 2 hours, 2 hours, right? And I'm
Yeah,
pleading him and talking scripture to him because people don't understand that the consequence for committing suicide. It's not about you just killing and trying to escape. Yo, only God can judge you to make you go through certain things. Just like,
yeah,
and I didn't want to say it on mine, but I'm gonna say it. There's no such thing as karma because God judges everybody. God is the one that judges whatever. When things come back to you, it's because it's what the things that say in scripture. But I don't want to go into deep about it. But
yeah,
we always say that term. That's a man-made term. That's not a spiritual thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad because people are always beguiled by what they hear or influenced by what they hear or what they see. And
yeah,
we got to start going back to the roots of where we're supposed to be, where it's supposed to be. I mean, we're not living the actual the intentions of what God has wanted us to be. So we're living on grace right now, but He's still giving us choice. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
in that situation, when people go through things and say things, it really makes you think about like, yo, what was you thinking when you was doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like we, you know, like, yo, what was you
I don't mean to
saying?
laugh. Hold on, I don't
Right.
mean to laugh. It's the way you said it.
Yeah. Like it makes you think like what like there's times when I say something crazy online and you be like, yo, see, I can't believe people said that.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I
yo,
ain't gonna lie. I'd be like, "Sequel crazy."
you're gonna be like, yo, what the heck was you thinking when you said that, bro? But
Yeah,
if but you gotta think like when a person is on that level of ending, well, they go through so much thing where they can't see a way out because when you're going through turmoil, life becomes slow. You thinking like, what did I do to? How did it even get there? And you
yeah,
want it to be over with right now. If you go through a heal of a loss or whatever, you want to be healed right now. It doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a process. And somebody was saying in the chat, like sometimes God tests you to see if you're worthy of a blessing. Yeah, but sometimes while he's doing that, he's still checking your temperature. He's trying to
yeah,
make you strong for something that he's about to bring to you that you're going to need the strength for. You know what I'm saying? And that
yeah.
makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh yeah,
again,
yeah,
everybody just deals with things differently. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. But see, and to let y'all know, this wasn't about death. It was just about how to fix things,
Yeah. Well,
different
I tell
things
you
in your
one
life.
thing.
Yeah,
Anything or any day that you go through, right? We're avoiding something that we need to attend, right? So
mm,
that's the fix. You feel what I'm saying? Because we may not want to deal with it at that particular moment, we're avoiding the process of the healing part of it. So if I need to go through this, but I know I need to go say my condolences or be around the family because they might need that support, I'm avoiding it because right now I mentally cannot handle that. So therefore, it
yeah,
becomes a situation of we can't fix it. Nothing never really fixes unless God mends it for you to the point where that's where it's coming from. You know what I mean? Like, and again, we when no one wants to be sad, no one wants to be angry. Nobody, if
no,
they saying that, they're lying to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling
yeah,
you, nobody
yeah,
wants to
yeah,
go through turmoils, right? We all have a sense of priority to stay happy or to be looked at, to be celebrated. But sometimes we can't be. Sometimes it doesn't happen that way. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. You know, we instead of
yeah,
going where we hate it or talk about what's hated, we don't go where we celebrate it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of when we say the word, what's up, king, what's up, queen, we bigging you up, but at the same time is you still don't know what they're going through. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And so how do we fix that attitude?
Oh
You know,
yeah. Well, you know, I always try to show as much as one thing I love about my channel that, and I never want to sound cocky when I say this, but I just got to be real because I don't think
Right,
I give myself enough flowers. I usually
right,
get it coming from everybody else.
right,
One thing about me,
right,
I'm always about peace and bringing people together. And even before I got on YouTube, even when I was on Instagram doing the video, I was always about bringing people together. That's how I was able to fix some things. Oh, we gonna fix this. We
right.
every time black people are around each other, we're not gonna just always be Negroes or we gotta some of the stupid stuff that you see go on. We're not gonna, yeah, we're
Right,
not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
right,
Some of the sisters that you see on here on these lives, we're not gonna
right,
address them as bitches or hoes. They're women.
right.
They're
You know what we could fix? That should be an immediate fix is our language.
yes, yes, yes,
We need to fix our
yes,
language. Our
yes.
language is crazy, bro.
Yes, it is. So the women that you see come over here, Seafood, and you've been here, we've been friends long enough for a lot of these women, you had never saw them. So, but
Right,
for a lot of them that came over here, and thank God my girl Vay got them over here, we showed them that all brothers are not bad.
right,
A lot of
right,
us have respect.
right,
We were raised the right way. Now we might have moments where we have moments, but we're human.
right. But we still need to fix our language, bro.
But we still
Because
need to fix our
yeah,
language.
yeah, I don't never use the N word. Real talk when I tell you that. I hate
No.
anybody that knows me knows I hate that word.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I
Yeah.
despise
Yeah.
that word because that
Yeah.
word is like
We don't. And granted, we're not perfect. So sometimes somebody get upset about something and they'll
right,
slip and say it versus somebody who just think it's just cool to throw around all day. I find
right,
myself
but
when I get mad, I
right,
use it. I go, man, stupid. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
it's definitely something that needs to be fixed. But one thing I like about over here and what I do is that I try. Well, I don't want to say try because that's not a word to me. I don't like using that word. I do my best to keep things together,
hmm,
keep it together. And Seafood, that's why it was so important for me to put the barbecue together because it wasn't just about a cookout. It's about
right,
actually showing them that we all could come together and we all don't have to be from the same
right,
city.
right.
You
Right.
understand? Because
I think, like I said, I support it because I think it's a great thing that you're doing that. You know what I'm saying? I support it. It doesn't even have to be on a high volume, like
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
most, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
I support it because not many people understand the nature of it. Like
No.
I train people to invite all walks of life because I want there to always be dialogue between cultures.
Yes.
I got the most diverse team that I've ever been that I've ever seen amongst anybody, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, is I think a lot of the languages can be changed if we learn how to deal with each other or understand each other, right?
Yeah.
Now we
Yeah.
always say, like I've even heard you on podcasts say, "Yo, we got a problem dealing with our own and doing this." There is different levels of us, but that's in any culture. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That we could deal with black people as well as the N words. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
There is a difference, but the difference is what we're gonna do about it when we get to that point. You'll
Yeah.
see, like you'll see some of the skits I'm doing when I release the podcast that I'm doing. When
Oh
I
yeah, yeah. I'm definitely waiting to see that. But this is how I fix things doing what I'm doing right now. Because I go
right,
through a lot of stuff in my life that behind, off camera, I go
right,
through it a lot. Some days, Sifu, I sit in my house and I go ask God sometime why.
right.
Why?
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm
I know
and
you
I'm
go through
not
it too,
supposed to
bro.
question him. I'm not supposed to question him, but Sifu, I do sometimes I'm looking for answers.
Right,
I got
but
questions.
again, I think that's bad too because you
It is
can
bad. It is
question
bad.
God.
It's just
You
that I
can
be in my
question
moment.
God.
I just be in my moment. That's all. And
Yeah,
sometimes I snap out of it and I go, why ask why? Why not you?
Right. Well, you
I
can't
have those
question
moments.
God. God gave us freedom of choice to talk to Him about
Yeah,
anything. The Bible says,
yeah,
"Bring everything, say, speak, pray about anything and everything," because He
yeah.
knows what it is that how you feel.
Yeah, yeah, I have my moments, but I snap out of it. But this is how I fix a lot of things. So even when I came up with doing the barbecue, right? Even when I came up doing that, I said, you know what? This can't just be a barbecue.
Right.
It's more also like a celebration of bringing people together.
Yeah.
Like next year, I
Yeah.
got a lot of people. Well, if it doesn't change, because sometimes things happen. But I got a lot of people that you see on here that's from out of
Mhm.
town that's trying to make it here next year. That coming from different places: Minnesota, California,
So
Atlanta.
that's what's up.
So
That's what's up.
it's a
Because I
beautiful
can't.
thing because I want people to know that we all are not bad because we have this thing where all black people can't sit up under each other, and if they do, it won't be too long before somebody gets shot or stabbed.
Well, I mean, I never listen to that because I think that's a. I mean, it happen. It can happen to any culture, bro. It's happened
Of
to
course,
any
of course, of
culture.
course. But you know how, and that's the thing, it happens to any other culture. So I'm tired of people making it seem like it just happens to us. So when we're somewhere and we're trying to have a good time, we have to sit there and be babysitted. Because it's like,
Right.
okay, it's 30 or 40 black people in one area. Well, it won't be long before one of these Negroes throw a punch. Somebody going, so the alcohol is going to take over. In a minute,
I'm keeping.
something's going to happen. And I go, why does it always have to? No, man, we can all get together without that happening. I had a barbecue 3 years in a row. Somebody tell me when they heard about an incident.
Well, I mean, I'm keeping it real too. I'm gonna feel like that way too.
Shut up,
I'm,
seafood. Shut
I'm
up,
be,
seafood.
listen. I've been in spots, bro, where you just feel like you think it's gonna be peaceful, but the energy just changes in one comment, bro. Like I've been in situations like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. And it's different
You know
when
what?
people don't. You know what
I,
I'm saying?
I went to I didn't go to a barbecue, but I was walking past this park in the Bronx, and I
Mhm.
just happened to walk by. When you see the park filled with people, you're like, okay, everybody having a good time. I happened to go
Right,
into the bodega. Something must have popped off, and I just didn't hear it. But I'm going into the bodega to get something. All
right.
of a sudden, you know how you could look out the glass door. I see
Yeah.
everybody running. Fuck is everybody? I start running too.
Right, right,
I didn't even buy what I wanted from the store. I started running too. You know what
right.
happened? Somebody pulled the piece out. So I didn't even look. I went in there. I went to buy chips and soda. I left that shit on the counter. I started running too. I'm like, wait a minute. Police start grabbing people. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not even part of the cookout. What the fuck is going on
Right. Yeah,
here? I'm just
that's
trying to
so
get the hell. I'm trying to get the hell up out of here. Why you running? Why wouldn't I
right.
run?
Yo, that's
Fuck
so
you.
funny. That happens. Yo, that's so funny because that can happen at anywhere, anytime. That's what I
Yes.
tell people. Yo, some of my boys be like, "Yo, why you looking like a little uneasy?" See, I was like, "Yo, I'm a regular dude, right? But I
Yeah.
still can sense danger. You know what I'm saying? That's just my street credibility. I know when the environment is about to get hostile. And I'm like,
Yes.
oh, no, it's time to
Well,
go.
that's why.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why when I first did the barbecue, let me be honest with y'all, and I don't think I never told Seafood this. I might have. I've never hosted nothing a day of my life. Never. I've never been really responsible for nothing but myself. You
Right,
know. So I've never been responsible. That was the first time ever that it's different from you going to an event than you running the event.
right,
It's different
right,
when you're being invited to an event. Your job is, to come there and to enjoy yourself. But when you're running
right.
the event, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of responsibilities.
Yeah,
So I always tell people if you don't want the responsibility, then don't do it. But
right.
for the
I
three
agree.
years I've been doing it, I've loved how I ran it
Right.
because there's
But
not been
remember,
one
it's just different
time.
characters, bro.
Yeah,
It's just characters. You know, like how
yeah,
you
yeah.
can't have certain characters in certain places at the same
And this,
time.
this is so. This is the reason why the people that you see in these chats, these women that you see. the brothers that you see, I pick and choose. I think I'm very good. I probably pick better friends than I pick women I've been with. I have.
Right. Right.
I have. I pick better, but it's all growth, though. You know what I'm saying? It's all about growth too. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
I
even
told
when
him
I
I had to.
even when I
I, huh?
even when I first met Tay Tay, yo,
Tay Tay.
Tay Tay gave me a vibe like, yo, look at me the wrong way, son, and there's gonna be problems. I could have been as wrong as a character that time,
But
but that's what I felt.
she was looking forward to meeting you because you got to remember, even before meeting you, this is the great thing about these lives. You've been on the live
Right.
so much as she was coming up, so it was always when that day came,
Yeah,
is
yeah,
Seafood
I
going to be
remember.
here? Yeah,
I remember it so well, but I was so upset at my fighter that day. I didn't even get a chance to really vibe with her because I was so upset at freaking Eli for what he did.
yeah, I
Even though he
know.
won his fight, this
Yeah, I
dude
know. Yeah.
still didn't listen, bro.
She was looking
And
for you. She was looking for you and D Free this year. I said, no, D Free got a situation. Seafood got a situation. It wasn't my responsibility job to put out what happened because sometimes
right.
people don't want their business being put out. I'd rather let the person tell what happened. But I said they will be here
No, it's all
next
good.
year.
I don't mind.
Yeah,
I don't mind
yeah,
because, like I
they'll be
said,
here
it's just
next year. But
I'm
yeah,
not a person that's going to be on some. Yeah, why you spreading my business? I'm not
you know
like
what?
that.
I do that because I've had people who've actually attacked, not physically, but I've had people attack me with words because I've done that, and I go, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They were concerned about you. I'm sorry. So I'm very careful about putting stuff out because from past experience, I just don't want to be chewed out and attacked. Not because
Right.
I spread a rumor or I told a lie, but if somebody asked and I told them and you like, yo, don't go telling everybody my business. All right, you right. I'm sorry. My bad. So
Now
I rather them, know.
you could give me that impression that they don't want everybody in their business, but you want to talk his business. PJ. PJ always
Who?
give me that impression. PJ.
Oh yeah, yeah,
He give me that impression. That's why I just like be
yeah,
careful what I say around what I say because when he talks,
yeah.
he want everybody to listen. But
No, I don't. Yeah,
sometimes
that's
we're
what
not
I'd be
on
like.
that vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd be like, nah, I'm not doing that. But that's how I decided to fix what I was doing. I said, well, it's not just about having a podcast. I actually want to bring people together. And I had to sit with Tiff for a minute before I even decided to do it. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was like, man, I don't need a whole bunch of wild people at
Of
my.
course, but you're supposed to. It's supposed to be like that. You know what I'm saying?
But,
You gotta go
but some
through.
people say I was wrong for doing it like that because they was like, "Yo, you don't know who wanted to come support you. You should have just let every." So you wanted me to go on Instagram and just say, "Yo, I got a big cookout. Everybody welcome." Hell to the no. Are you crazy? Seafood, you've been on this earth longer than me. I'm sure you've been to block parties and cookouts where you've seen shit go left. Because everybody's invited.
Right. Well, I'll be honest with you. I can only speak this for myself, and there's no shame on anyone. I wouldn't bring people to the party or people that know of me, my reputation, think they're gonna act out. There ain't gonna be no consequences. Like people
Oh,
know that, so I'm not
yeah,
worried about stuff like that jumping off. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I'm the peacemaker. I'm not even the worst one. There's no time to make people understand. I'm not the one you gotta really deal with.
No, it's the
You know,
team.
it's the team. Like you
It's
know
the
what I'm saying?
team. Hell
Everybody
no.
plays a role, bro.
You can play with Mr. Durag if you want to, but then you'll put yourself in a situation where,
Yeah,
listen.
because because a lot of stuff that we do, even if it's not even about culture, background, or nothing like that. It's just that it's some of the stuff is just not necessary. People want to
Yeah,
show
yeah,
up because they want
yeah.
to be looked at or they want to be whatever. I'm like, no,
You
man,
know,
it's not even about that.
you know what's so crazy, Seafood?
Mm.
You know how much you have to be, not just you, but just people in general. You know how much you have to be loved and respected for people to be like, yo, man, you say something to Seafood or look at him the wrong way again. I don't care what he tell me not to do. I'm gonna knock your head off your shoulder.
No, but I know I have friends like that, bro. Like I'm trying to tell you, like that's why I tell people, yo, listen, you can do it, you can do whatever you want, but just understand when somebody responds. I mean, uh, especially if I give the order, this is different. Like with my crew, it's different because we go by
Yeah, we
rank.
different.
Like we go by who's the senior person, and that's just the respect of the team. You know what I'm saying? But you cannot do something with me without everybody knowing about it. I'm
What I
telling
love
you, it
about
will
your
be
crew, what I
bad.
love about your crew is what I love from what I've seen and been around, and I've gotten to know a lot of them. And a lot of
Right.
them, I be talking to a lot of them without even talking to you. Some of them would just see me on YouTube or Instagram and they'll
Yeah,
holler at me and I holler back at them. But one thing I love about them that they are good people and
yeah,
they're
yeah,
not
yeah.
the type that look for problems. But God damn it,
Right,
Seafood,
right.
when it come to you, they whole vibe change.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because they know. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I think that this should be in anybody's circle. There should be a level of respect that even if you're looking as the top figurehead, there still should be a level of respect where people are just not going to do something or they got to act accordingly because they know. Like my mouth is crazy already, but since when I
Yeah,
say it's crazy, I'm saying it's crazy on checking you for what you did wrong. Not for like
yeah.
saying I'm going to pop off on you. You feel me? Like I want people to understand that that's not the impression. The impression is to keep everything peaceful and let's big each other up and have a good time, so we can have many more of these type of things happening. You know what I'm
You,
saying? And I'm big on that. You know, so when the stuff got passed down to me, as far as me being one of the leaders, it became I have to be responsible for my flock. And in that situation, if again, which comes to background, circle and stuff, if you was raised around good dudes or good people, good mentors, or being around stuff that you just want to start the narrative good, yo, it can always outcome good. But there's always a downside to it. And believe me, like it just a lot of things can happen just like in one conversation. One comment can change the whole mindset. You know what I mean? And I just think that people need to be aware of that.
you know, I learned to fix things too sometimes with people by just leaving shit where it's at. Depends on what we talking about. Like, you know how some people you just can't talk to them.
Right,
It does.
right,
It's not going to lead to violence, but there's some people you just can't talk to them, or you had somebody stop talking to you and you don't know why they stopped. How I fix it is, I could approach you and ask you what's the problem, but after a while,
right,
it's like I got shit going on my own. So you know what? I don't got time for this shit. I got a wife I gotta go home to that we can't just stop talking to each other. I gotta fix it.
right, right.
So what makes you think I got time for your grown ass?
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes it's usually that. It's not really the direct person. It's just they just in the right wrong space at the right time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, but I know you had situations like that where you be like, man, I'm not going to apologize to him. I don't even know what the fuck I'm apologizing for.
No,
Like,
I can honestly say that I won't. I've never been in that situation because I have the integrity to treat people good. I give them time or give them the rope to hang themselves because I don't warrant
yeah,
bad behavior. I've been
yeah,
around a lot of different types of people that in that realm, but I still don't judge or look at people in that mindset. I still give them the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? Because when you do something to me and I'm just showing you kindness, you screaming at me is I didn't do nothing to you, and people know me for that integrity to have that integrity to say, yo, why they messing with seafood? Now there has to be a good reason why seafood getting upset about whatever, 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 and they be like, nah, seafood don't bother nobody. He always helping
no,
people.
absolutely not.
You
That's
know what I'm
no, no.
saying?
But
So in
sometimes you
that,
just gotta. Sometimes you just gotta fix people too. Like, you know what?
yeah, yeah,
I'm
I have to
trying to
fix the
chill,
people.
man. You gonna make me put hands on you. That's how we gonna
Yeah,
fix this.
you already know. You already know. And then I tell them that, don't put me in a position where I have to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you don't want to do it, but you have to do it just to set the message straight. Like, bro,
Yeah.
this is what happens when you do this. This is what happens when you do that. There's always, you can't give out too many passes. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no. But what I want to say to everybody out there, like when I started, like I said, when I started the show, and I said, was there ever anything in your life you ever had to fix?
Mm-hmm.
I mean situations,
Yeah.
mental, like yo, I gotta fix this. I gotta fix this. I gotta get past this. I might have to fix this dude. I don't want to do it, but you know what I'm saying.
No,
So
I had to,
we all go through it.
I had to honestly to answer the question honestly, I had to fix my attitude. I used to be quick on
Mm,
responses. I used to be very, very high headed. And to certain things, comments, I could be high headed with, but I approach things with a different demeanor now. I can honestly say that I used to be quick to draw, quick.
what
You know what I'm saying?
what made you change that? Was it because you weren't approachable to people? Like people felt
No,
like they couldn't approach you because of how you were? Did you see yourself like, you know what? There's gonna be some things I'm gonna have to change because I don't want people to think that they can't approach me. As long as they're approaching me the right way.
well, to be honest with you, um, the perception of other people of me, they was to think that I was mm, have the mean face. If I'm in a serious face, I'm just thinking about something different. I've been hurt. I've been told that I've been unapproachable. Um,
Oh,
this was years before I got into like business when I was really out in the streets. And then after a while, when you going into a thing where you are responsible for other people's happiness or compensation, you have to change your approach. I mean,
yeah.
I think like, even stuff that you told me sometimes on the podcast, I'm like, yo, these people saying this, or people that you've seen in venues, and they say, yo, he looked like he about to whatever, whatever. And they're like, yo, if you
Yeah,
see like
yeah,
that, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like I don't want to never be unapproachable. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because I'm not what people assume. Because it's an assumption to say that. Yeah, you may
yeah,
have heard
yeah.
me. You may have heard me beating people up and stuff. Yeah, but but you ever think about why I did it? You know what I'm saying? I don't just walk up to you know what I'm saying? There's never a
You
situation where
said
I
you ever
just do
think
it for
about why
no.
I did
Yeah,
it?
like why did I do it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Remember
You
the
know what?
day when I? Hmm?
You know what I feel like, Seafood. No matter how good we do or how much times we mess up,
Yeah,
people
yeah,
already have this perception of us
yeah,
that
yeah,
no
yeah.
matter how much good you do, that
Right,
guy's still a pure asshole. He still think he the shit, and it's like I can't please y'all. Like, what do
right,
you want from me? You want me
right,
to
right,
be who you want me to be? Like, what do you want me to do?
right. And it's sad. It's sad that it's like that. But when people say, "I don't care what people think," to a degree, you do. You do agree. You do to a degree. But I don't get it to the point where it changes my
Um,
perception.
yeah, I only care if you're putting something out about me that's not true. That's
Yeah,
when I'll care. But other than that, I don't because you know what? It's to a point that they talk when you're doing good, they talk when you're doing bad.
yeah, facts. And I don't even let that bother me anymore.
I don't even let it bother me no more, seafood, because you know how many people will say, man, you should even, I don't understand how is it that you want your own gym one day and you ain't never boxed a day in your life. And I go, here we go with this shit. Here we go with this. Here we go with
Yeah,
this again.
but
Y'all
you know
coming over
what?
here
It's
messing
just
with me.
yeah, it's because they don't understand the love and the passion of it. That's all it is.
I never
They don't
said I was gonna
understand
get a
love.
gym and train people. You know what I'm saying? I never said that. You know,
Yeah, but you know what? But even if you did, think about it. There's a lot of people out here that own spots that don't know about spots, but because they have passion for it, it becomes successful. I can't knock the hustle. It is what
no,
it is.
but
You know what I'm saying?
if people pay attention to how I started, I'm a perfect fit for it because I'm not a guy who's waking up and just saying, you know what, today's gonna be a day I'm gonna go get my own gym. And I don't know nothing about it, but I see I can make a lot of money from this shit. Like you got some people who just walking into this shit and not really
Yeah.
having a passion for it, but they have a passion for making money and they see that this is a route that I could take to make money. Versus with me, I'm taking baby steps. I'm not saying tomorrow I'm gonna go get a fucking gym. I'm talking about, somewhere down the line after I continue to keep learning more and more about the sport, then yeah, because nobody can just get up today and go get a damn gym, and not me. Maybe somebody
Right.
else that got that kind of money, but I can't, so I wouldn't intend to do it. But it's just that how I fix that is those people. I just keep grinding. That's how I fix it. I'm just like, okay, because approaching them, what you said, you got something to say about me?
Yeah.
But that ain't gonna get you nowhere.
Nah, listen, I always want to be approachable, but at the same time, is the bar can change at any moment. You know what I'm saying? So I just say
Yeah.
be careful on approach because especially if I don't know you. But I think I have good energy, so I'm not worried about those
Just
things. You know what I'm saying? I've had real live gang members approach me with a crew and just like surrounded me and just started talking to me. Like literally. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like
Well,
I've been in those situations, bro. Like, you don't know
yeah.
what's jumping off. I'm thinking like, yo, who
That's
did I
why I
just beat up
said,
or somebody or whatever? But
yeah. Well,
I get
being
that.
around being around you and being in the gym, and I've seen you brought all walks of life, people from
Yeah,
different nationalities. I'm in the
yeah.
gym. What was this the day we all sparred? And I took a look and I
Oh,
realized, I said, he got Bloods and Crips in here at the same time.
yeah.
This is
Yep.
crazy. They all standing next to each other, talking and building now. Nobody's looking to fight each other. Yo, come outside after this. Everybody's building. I'm watching these dudes and I'm like,
Yeah, but you know why I say that?
crazy.
You know why I boast about that particularly? Because when people think about the gangs, they think about the violence. A lot of
Yeah,
these guys are not violent people. They just put in surroundings. But this is what I
yeah,
say. Before you was a blood, before you was a crip, before you was anything gang affiliated, you was a human, you was a regular person first.
yeah,
Please don't bring that to an environment of people who don't understand. Just
yes.
that's all I say. That's all I say because there's innocence in that, and if you try to recruit, it's going to be what it is. But don't go by the perception of what TV pronounces it. We know that before you would in any sorority, you was a person first before you became that affiliation, regardless of whatever your reasoning is. This is what I say. This is why I can adapt to people like that in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how to talk to
I
them,
thought
and
it
I've
was just
been there.
beautiful when I saw it. I took I looked at it because at first I was like, okay, shit, the sparring might be outside the fucking ring. I'm hoping, you know what I mean? I'm looking because there's a lot of them now, and I'm like, all right, this ain't the place for this. But
Nah, good thing.
as I stood longer and I looked and see how they were standing together and
Right,
building, I said,
right.
oh, this is beautiful.
I'm telling you, you like, yo, listen, I could tell you stories of people would talk about, yo, I didn't even know that dude was a Crip, or I didn't know he was a blood. Yo, we supposed to be fighting, but now we don't rock like that.
Yeah,
Not because you was a regular person first before that. So don't bring that to my environment. Not in my house,
yeah.
bro. Not in my
I
house.
heard one of the Crip dudes tell a blood dude, he was like, yeah, I be seeing you all the time, man. We see each other. It ain't nothing, man. I'm not on that, this is what I hear
Yeah,
him telling the other dude.
yeah,
I ain't on that shit, bro. We both black men.
yeah.
I ain't on that shit, bro. For anything, bro, if I
No,
see you in a situation, I'm gonna come over there and I'm a help out, bro, if I can help out. And I would expect to get the same for you. And they dapped it up and then, you know what I'm saying? And they went on watching the sparring. I just thought at that moment that was super dope. That was dope. Because they could have
right,
easily been
right.
like, after this,
Yo,
we gonna be cool while we in here. But after we
yo,
get out of
right.
here, it's up. And
Nah, nah,
they
nah. They don't
they
even do it
didn't.
outside because, like, again, it's just like I said. I'm the peacemaker, not the troublemaker. I've had a vice lord, a crip, and a blood in there to a point where they didn't even know they was like that, and we everybody got along, like real talk, and to a point where that could have been a really bad
That could
situation.
have got nasty.
Yeah, but
And the
but thank
first thing they would
God.
have said was first thing, the crazy thing, first thing they would have said is, well, they was here to see seafood. That's seafood peoples. And
Right.
it might not necessarily even be your people, seafood. They might be there to see a fighter that they know, but who gets blamed for it?
Well, I mean, again, like I said, I used to be out in the streets heavy, right? But I was never affiliated with any gangs in that sense, right? But I knew of them, and there was never, there was always a talk of me wanting to sign up or not, not sign up, but I was never on that. I was always the
Yeah.
neutral guy because I know what that consists of at times, and some of the people, some of the game members that I've met are very, very intelligent people, bro. Like really intelligent,
Well, yeah,
and
being
I'm
a
like,
gang member don't make you stupid. You might
right,
make stupid decisions, and do
Right,
stupid
right.
things. But
Yeah, but
far as
that's the
mindset, you ain't no. I know dudes in games that was smarter than somebody who went to school their whole life
right.
and graduated
Yep,
college.
yep, yep. I listen. I even had a crip crew that came up to the gym deep and wanted to get one of their members out of it because it's like this life is not for him. And
Yeah.
yo, I had to recruit the guy because I see the positivity. And yo, trust me when I tell you, these kids were very organized, very organized. And I was like, when they walked in, I ain't gonna front, I was nervous because I'd never seen these dudes before. But I knew
Mm.
they was affiliated with something. But I handled it. The way it was. Yeah, we heard about you. We heard you the go-to person. I was like, what? You know what I'm saying? I was like, what? And then
Yeah,
when they,
LB, I see. Yeah,
no, it
yeah.
was just dope, bro. The way we
It's
handled
yeah,
it, it was
yeah,
just
yeah.
dope.
But that's how we fix things. What you see us do, how we come together on these channels. That's why I don't allow anybody to come over here with any bullshit because I don't want them to come and cause a distraction. Because when you go to a lot of these channels, it'd be a whole bunch of the way we treat each other on these other channels are disgusting. But
Right,
when we come over here, we're family. I always
right,
tell
right.
people if you don't want to be a part of this movement, you don't have to be here
Yeah, yeah,
because
facts.
nobody's forcing you.
Yeah, because there's
You know
always
what I'm
somebody
saying?
innocent getting caught up in something. There's always
Yeah,
somebody innocent. So that's another thing too. I
yeah.
don't want to be. I don't want that on my conscience. You know what I'm saying? I
Nah,
don't want
nah, nah,
nobody
nah.
getting
We
put.
don't, we don't, we don't, we don't want that. And that goes
Right,
back to like I say, the barbecue, doing that and bringing people together. I said it's beautiful because the barbecue is not just to eat and have a good time, but it's also networking.
right,
So
right,
everybody can meet, exchange numbers, social medias. You never know when you might be in somebody's city. That's how I
right,
look at it. I don't know when I'm gonna be in Atlanta or Alabama or wherever I want to go. So
right,
that's how I look at it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I fix all that, and that's the reason why I've been successful doing what I've been doing the last 5 years, even though there's been some bumps and bruises that came with that. There's been times where people have tried to get me up out of here or spread a rumor.
right.
You know how many times Tiff has been called a fat ass?
Wow.
And some people, because hey, I know what's his weakness. His weakness is his wife. If we really want to
Uh,
get his attention, if we don't insult his podcast, let's take a stab at his wife.
Well, you know when people being negative, they're not going to say nice things. I mean,
Of
that
course.
that goes with the grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? Like
But
I
I
get it.
agree with them though. Yes, my wife is
Right.
a fat ass that I married. Thank you. Thank you.
You stupid, bro.
Hey, hey, they seafood. It ain't like when I met her, she was 105 pounds. What the fuck are they talking about out here?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I met her like that. And I accepted her because that's the kind of women I like anyway. And she was the one for me. So why y'all reminding me about her being big as if I didn't know that shit? These motherfuckers is crazy, seafood. They crazy.
Right, right, right,
No, 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 Vay. You got to understand. My wife knows when I say that, I'm not making it in front of her. Trust me, Vay. My wife know what it is because my wife is the type that get on here. If she was sitting here right now, she'll sit here and say, "Yes, I know I'm fat, and you mad because you skinny." Seafood, you know, Tiff.
right. Yeah, I know. Yo, but that's not like for me. That's not like something I would entertain. You feel me? Like
No,
I
it's
just
not. You know
like
what? It's not entertaining it. It's just that people are crazy, but they're
right,
trying to remind me of something as if I don't know that. I'm like, I know already.
right,
Been married. I've been with her fucking 8 years. I've been married to her for 4 years. It ain't like when we went to bed, she was 105, and when I woke up, she was 250. What the fuck is y'all talking about?
right, right. That's
But people will say
hilarious.
things to you, seafood, to if they are successful in hurting your feelings, oh, they
Right.
won.
Yeah.
They
I
won.
think that's hilarious though. You said that's just freaking funny.
No, but
But yeah,
that's what they
you
do.
got
And I go,
well,
why are y'all doing that? Why are you doing that? Especially like you said, I don't like bullies and I don't like people picking on people. There's one thing I can't stand is that when you're messing with somebody who is not messing with you.
right, right. Well, I mean, I never
Shut
liked
up, Free.
bullying.
You see D Free? See me and you having a rational conversation, and here come D Free with his shit. See, fool, you see this?
Right, right.
That's exactly why at the that's exactly why at the cookout, his ass is getting one burger, a bottle of water, and I'm asking him to leave. That's all he getting is one burger, a bottle of water, and I'm sending his ass on his way because he not coming next year to cause a distraction. I don't even want him there for real. Nah, he know that's my brother, man. But yeah, but that's how we fix things, man. And as long as we continue to keep doing that and then we ignore the negative and we just focus on what we need to get, to do in our life, we'll be all right. But sometimes seafood is easier said than done, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Of course, of course.
I have my
Oh,
days where I struggle so much. And if I don't come up here to talk to y'all, a lot of times I wouldn't know what to do because I'm looking for answers.
right.
I'm looking for
Ain't nothing
answers.
wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, my G, because again, everybody goes through a different trial or different whatever, and we have to know how to deal with it because if we don't, it's gonna come back and haunt us, man. If you don't know how to forgive, if you don't know how to just let certain things go or deal with situations, it's always gonna come back and haunt you.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. It will. So, um, but it what they say, what don't kill you make you stronger. And believe me, the stuff that I've been through has not done anything to me where it made me want to, like you said, you got to talk the fighter off the edge because he was contemplating suicide or had suicide thoughts. And the thing is, everybody doesn't take pain the same way.
No, they don't. They don't.
Some people can go, you know what? I'm not worrying about it, man. I'm gonna keep it pushing. I'm gonna fix this. And then you got others that been through so much where they go, you know what? Maybe life is just a little more easy if I'm not here. Then I have no worries.
Right, right,
And we don't want that. We don't
right.
want that. Taking yourself out could be a bad punishment because
Yeah, I mean,
you don't get to decide when you go. You don't get to decide that.
right. Yep. Everybody has an
You don't
expiration
call the
date.
shots.
Right. You're right.
I'm not rushing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not calling because I want to be able to get where I can see my sister, my mother again, uh, all my loved ones.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I want to get up there and, well, I'm gonna be deceased, so it ain't gonna matter. But I want to get up there and I want to be able to holler at Whitney Houston and see if I can get her number. You know what I mean? Shit like that.
That's
She said she
crazy.
want to dance with somebody. Shit, she could dance with me. But no, man.
Yeah,
So these conversations this is the reason why I have
necessary.
these morning chop ups though, because it definitely helps a lot, man. And but later on today, Seafood, you might want to be available because things are gonna get a little interesting today.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, today, I always have the throwback talk for boxing, right? We always
Right.
go throwback. But today we're doing the Buster Douglas versus Mike Tyson.
Yeah, that was a classic. I'm not gonna lie.
So I want to go back to that because something I noticed something in that fight that other people noticed, but it was something about that whole buildup that didn't sit right with me. When I go back and
Okay.
I look at the history of it, but I said, wait a minute, that wasn't right. And I'm not saying the fight was a fix, but it was just something about it where I was like, yeah,
No, that
damn.
fight wasn't fixed.
Nah,
It
you know what I'm
wasn't
saying?
fixed.
Some people that don't
Yeah.
know boxing, that shit was fixed. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
You know
It was far from fixed.
you know what the biggest misconception of boxing is? Maybe D Freak can understand this
D
too.
Free, shut up. D Free makes me
That
sick.
that Even our most favorite fighter can lose. Even they have a streak of wins, they
Oh
almost
yeah.
people just glorifies them to be like almost invisible, untouchable. But even there are guys that can get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna give you the biggest thing. Watch what happens when um when Boots Ennis finally loses a fight. Watch how people hate on him. I mean, they're already hating on
Yeah,
him,
I'm about to
but they're
say
going.
they already started that process.
Yeah, but it's going to be on another level, though. You
Oh
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Watch,
yeah.
watch.
Just like the fight that Boots just had. You would have thought he got credit for that. Well, that guy was a nobody, so he was supposed to stop him, man. Why don't he go fight Crawford? Why don't he go fight Virgil Ortiz?
Yeah,
Man,
but
y'all can never
people don't.
get
Yeah,
pleased.
yeah. People don't understand the politics and the business side of boxing. That they think a person can just go up there and fight them. Honestly, regardless of if people want to see Boots and Terrence, why would they think that's going to happen? You know what I'm saying? Why
These
would they
dudes,
think that?
these
And
dudes
then
is
the
out
truth
here acting
comes
like a.
out.
Let me tell you something, Seafood. These dudes is out here acting like a bunch of bitter baby mamas. That's what they
Yeah,
acting like.
yeah, yeah.
They act like a
And
bunch of
for
bitter
what? And
baby
for
mamas
what?
that
And
everything
for
got to
what?
go their way. Rabbit, what's up, my guy? What's going on, man? I ain't see my man Rabbit in a minute, man. Rabbit, man, I'm gonna come to Morris Park and see you, my brother. I don't know when. I ain't going today because the weather nasty. I'm not going nowhere. In the words of Bobby Brown, every little step I take gonna be right here in this house. Not going
Yeah,
out there in
but
that shit.
yeah, just like
Yeah, but
I just think people need to like really listen to because everybody wants to see the entertainment part of it, which is
yeah,
cool, but the business aspect because these promoters, especially in America, they're so greedy they won't match fights because they don't get certain percentages. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that, but at the same time, is yo, we still got to make the fights. You can't complain about
yeah.
a person not having this type of who's not credible for fighting more credible fighters than whatever. Yo, Boots is avoided. People don't understand that he's avoided by a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
People
For
don't
y'all saying he
understand that,
fighting
Seafood.
nobody.
When you so you have to stay busy in the sport of boxing, right? So, which
Yeah.
means every name is not going to be a big name.
Facts, factual
And I
statement.
can't force a guy to fight me. I can't force
Right,
his team to accept the offer. I can't
right,
force them. So a lot of these so-called fans don't understand that because they figure you're in boxing, so you should be able to make anything and everything happen. Now we've seen some fights get made easier than others, but that doesn't
right,
mean that's going to happen with this fight.
right,
It's
right,
different.
right.
Some promoters are gonna be like, man, I'm not putting no money up for this shit. You better go talk to
Yeah,
Turkey out of the sheep. Maybe he will.
right. I think Turkey Alashiki was a great interruption because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
him
I ain't
putting
mad at him.
a
I ain't
lot of
mad
those
at him.
fights that he put together, we would have never seen if it was up to the Americans.
Well, like I said, people get mad at what he do. I always said if boxing was taking care of their business from the jump, it wouldn't be
Right,
no concern. Some of the
right,
interruptions that's in boxing turned out to be good, but for the people who are not liking it, I go, well, if they were taking care of their business,
yep,
we wouldn't have had this. We wouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have nothing to complain about. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. But for you
right,
people who don't understand the sport, why don't you take the time to get to know the sport? Just because you've been
right.
watching it 20 years, that don't mean you know it.
Yeah, like I would have loved
You
to see the fight that what we find out what he was protected from Bob Arum was Terrence and Manny Pacquiao. I would have loved to see that fight.
Oh, I
You know
mean,
what
I
I'm saying?
wanted to see that. I wanted to see. I believe Earl Spence and Pacquiao was supposed to got it on, but then I believe it was Earl who had the situation with his eye. So that's when
Yeah,
Ugas stepped in and Ugas beat Pacquiao. It was a lot of shit that you know what I'm saying, but people don't understand this shit because they don't take the time to learn the sport. You think because you know a fighter's first and last name, you know boxing.
right, right,
Oh, I know
right,
what belt. I know what belt he got. I know what city he from. Man, that shit don't make you know. That don't mean you know boxing. That's why,
right,
see, I don't get upset about a lot. So a lot of things that people expect me to get upset about, I tell him this: I enjoy boxing a little different from everybody else because
Mm,
there's certain things in boxing that we have no control over.
mm,
It is what it
right,
is. We don't
right,
have no
mm,
control over when somebody says something racist, but I do have control if I want to support you.
right.
Because
No.
then I'll be like, oh, so you want to keep throwing that word around. All right, I won't be watching your ass.
Why did
I
Bowman? Why did D free?
like,
Why did Bomac tell him not to sign the
okay.
contract with Manny?
What
I
the
gotta
fuck?
hear that one.
He told him to? Oh, no, D Free, don't do that because now you're going to make me DM Bomac now.
Nah, I heard. I mean, I seen the interview with when they had it with Bob Arum. Bob Arum purposely did not want him to fight against Terrence.
He
He
probably
said he
said,
was protecting him. Even
I'm
even
not paying. Bomax,
even
look, look, look. Bob said, I'm not paying for it.
nah, but that would have been a mega fight. You know what I'm saying? That would have been a mega fight. But I would have loved to have seen it at that
I
time.
mean, I would love to see it. I would have loved to see Crawford and Thurman get it on.
Yeah, I
I
think
wanted to
he would have
see I
stopped Thurman
wanted to
though.
see Crawford and Danny get it on at the time when before Danny started losing. It was a lot of shit that I wanted to see, but there was reasons why. This is why people don't understand the business. There's reason why these fights didn't happen. And it had nothing to do with guys being scared of guys. It was deep.
Right.
It was real deep why these fights didn't happen. You know,
All
but you can't tell these fans that because the first thing they run to is
right.
he's a duck. That's the first thing to go to. He's a duck.
Right.
Like,
Right.
come on, man. Now
It's
there are situations
mhm.
where I've seen fighters and I go, yeah, that might be considered a duck. Like perfect example. See, y'all got me talking boxing in the morning. Y'all know I don't do it, but let's do it
My
anyway, right?
bad. My bad, bro.
It's throwback Thursday, so let's go ahead, right? We're gonna still come back with it. I want to ask you something, Seafood. You was around at the time. Did you ever
Mhm.
consider Riddick Bowe a duck from Lennox Lewis when he threw the belt in the trash?
Um, no. The only reason I didn't understand why he did it, but because I really thought that he could have beat Lennox Lewis at that time. But
Okay.
I understand they had a prior uh, engagement where Riddick Bowe wasn't the successor of that.
Yeah,
But
Rabbit, I'm going. John's
but
Gym on the 15th. Yeah, I'm going. Go ahead. I'm
he
sorry, Seafood.
evolved. He evolved from that point. I think he would have beat him. He would have beat him at that time. Lennox Lewis is just a big dude. He didn't have no skills, and he didn't have.
Hell yeah,
He didn't
six
have. He
five. That's
wasn't
a
with
big
Emmanuel
dude. Really,
Stewart.
both a big. They both some big ass dudes.
Yeah, but I mean, he was a smaller guy out of the two. But I think he would have
Okay.
beat him because he was the the more skillful fighter. One, and I think Lennox Lewis wasn't with Emmanuel Stewart, so that made the difference. I think he would have beat Lennox Lewis personally, but we never know because it never happened.
Yeah. I sat down with Bo. Back in 2021. Me, him, Nate Campbell. We sat down. My wife. We always at this place. We all went out to eat after the weigh-in because you know the Hall of Fame every year they have these fights and so we all went out to eat and I got to talk. At that time, I was doing podcasting, but I wasn't thinking about interviewing him. It just wasn't on my mind then. And I remember he told me that the worst thing I ever did was not take the fight. That was the worst thing
Who
I
said?
could have done.
Oh, Riddick
Um,
Bowe.
yeah, he said the worst thing, but he said they
Yeah,
wanted
but
to give him the same amount of money that I was getting, and I was the champion at the time. So, but me listening to Rock Newman at the time, you know, his manager was just like, "Yo, he wants the belt. Let him go in the trash and get it." He was like, "That wasn't really my idea. That all came from Rock." But he said, "I
I
wish
mean,
I would have just went and did my own thing and took the fight." And he said, "I listened to him, and you know, when I got to a point in my career when I wasn't boxing no more, none of these people were around anymore for me. So I really did it for nothing."
right, right. Because that would have been. I don't know what the agreement was, but honestly, if you're thinking about, I mean, this is me because I think a lot of that sometimes is pride, but if they offered me back in those days when it's hard to get millions back in those time frames, I would have just taken it just to fight them and just
I
to have
think
that
he
under my
told me it
belt.
was 50 million a piece, but he was like, it was no reason why he should have got the same amount that I was getting because I was the champion at the time. But he, when you young and you say shit, you're not thinking. But years later, you had time to think, and you said, "Damn."
That's
Before,
crazy if you turn it down 50 million, bro. I'm gonna keep it so
yo,
real with
listen,
you.
that's crazy. At that time, that was. I mean, when you see that now, it's like, all right, it's nothing. But we talking about the '90s. Jesus Christ, I take 50
Yeah.
million now any day. But back then, that was a lot. But let's just look at it this way: instead of us getting Holyfield and Bo trilogy, we could have got him and Lennox Lewis. But I don't discredit the Riddick Bowe and Holyfield because that's one of my favorite trilogies till this day.
Right, right. But again, that contention back then would have stirred up, made the pot juicier because Lennox Lewis was food then, before he got with Emmanuel Stewart. That's why I give Riddick Bowe the edge. You know what I'm saying? But again, the game is a lot different now. The money's a lot more lucrative now. I mean, think about that time frame. The money was crazy back then.
Yeah, it
The
was
money was
crazy. It was
crazy.
crazy. It was. Listen, there wasn't every fighter like you see today, but back then every fighter wasn't making the same kind of money. You know what I'm saying? Some guys were struggling. The ones you didn't know that were struggling. And
Yeah,
then you know the fighters that was up. Like back in the days, in the '80s, Sugar Ray was up. I don't
yeah,
know what
yeah.
everybody else was making in his weight, but I know with him it was up.
Well, I know he went pro because he had to, because to feed his
Yeah,
family. He was getting
yeah,
like 40,000 a fight back in
man.
those
Listen,
days in the 70s. That's a
you
lot of
know what
bread.
you know what 40,000 are like back then. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
yeah, yeah. That money was different then. And that's a year's salary you made in one fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
6 weeks of training and then you get 40 grand. I mean, it won't be 40 grand when you get it, but
yeah,
still.
Rabbit. I know how you feel, Rabbit. It is what it is, Rabbit. I don't even worry about it no more. It is what it is.
You know
I
what I mean?
think a lot of these fighters today too, they feed off of what they've been seeing in boxing for years, right? So they see a fighter that they admire and they see the money that he's making. For some reason, Seafood, they think they supposed to make the same damn money. I'm like, you going on your third pro fight. What the fuck are you
Listen,
talking about?
yo, listen. I'm not mad at Tank, and I'm not mad at Jake. Jake is he's the American Turkey Alashiki. People don't even understand that. Even
I
though we
don't
don't
even,
agree.
hey, listen, Rabbit, I told you I don't even, listen, I'm not even worrying about it. It is what it is. I'll be at a fight. I'm not even watching it. I won't be home anyway, so it don't even matter. November 14th, I'll be at a, they still got it for the 14th. That's a Friday. Yeah, I'll be at an amateur show, so it don't even matter at that point. And then the next day is Conor Ben and Chris Eubanks. So I'm busy.
Right.
I'm busy that week. So
Yo,
I
that's
don't
gonna
even.
be a good
I'm
fight. I'm
listen.
glad he's
I'm,
training with Bomac though. I'm
yes,
glad
I'm
he's
at
still
a
training.
point,
I didn't know that
Rabbit,
he
where
was, but I found out he was.
I'm at a point where just because something is being put out in boxing doesn't mean we have to support it. We all have choices. Nobody's forcing us to go to Netflix and watch this. Nobody's forcing us to go to the zone to watch it. Nobody's forcing us to do anything. People have that choice. So this is why I say I enjoy boxing different from everybody because I'll decide what it is that I want to watch and what I want to support. And Sifu, I think when people understand that, they'll feel more better about it. But people act like because they pay for it and they support it that they got to get what it is that they want, and it don't work like that all the time, man.
No,
It,
you're
it
right.
just
You're
don't.
right.
It don't work
You're
like
right.
that. You don't think I wanted Shakur and fucking Tank, or I wanted Devin and fucking Shakur. It's a lot of shit, but sometimes it's just what I'm saying.
Right.
It is
Right.
what it is. You
Right. It
can't
is
get
what it is.
upset. You can't get upset because you feel like I've been watching boxing for this amount of years. I paid for every pay per view. I supported these guys, and this is what you give me. Well,
Listen.
don't watch it then.
Yo, if you're in my camp and you tell me I can get 10 million for Lamont Roach or I get 50 to 100 million with Jake Paul, which one you gonna take? Like, come on, that's a no-brainer.
Um, Listen,
That's a
I tell
no-brainer.
everybody that when you see fighters start moving a certain way, They're letting you know what type of timing they on. Now you can
Right.
go out your way to make videos about them. You can discredit them. I've never made videos about it. I've only brought it up because somebody might have brought it up to me, or I might have slipped up and said something. I leave it alone. Don't see me make
Right.
videos about it. It is what the fuck it is.
Right.
It is what it is. So if the man walks away, I'm not upset about it, because one
Right.
thing we don't need in every division, we don't need guys holding up the sport, which means if there's fights that we're looking for and it's not happening because the guy just figures, you know what, I don't love this sport no more. Like I did when I first
Right.
came in,
Right.
I'm
He
leaving.
goes way
I'm
out. I
done.
don't
I
knock
don't
him
care
for
what
it.
the fans think. I don't care what fighters think. Okay, cool. We rather you leave. That way, when you out the way, we don't have to worry about what's your next move.
Right.
I'd rather you, and
Right.
that's not just for him, Seafood. It's for a lot of these guys. I'd rather you just leave.
Right. Right.
With you
Nah.
gone, we can get to where we got to get to now. But that's not gonna be good enough for him to retire, because people will still talk shit. Me, I'd rather not entertain it, because I'm like, all right, he gone. I don't give a shit if he come back or not. That's why I say I enjoy boxing different from the rest of y'all, because y'all look for reasons to complain. Me, I'd be like, I don't give a shit.
Right.
I'm too busy with the youth, these amateurs. I'm more concerned about them and what they got going on. Some of these pros, whatever decision they gonna make, and they don't care what you feel about it, because they looking at it like, I'm trying to get to the bag, and I don't care
Right.
who I get signed to. I just need
Right.
to get to the bag.
Right. And I
I
know
mean, it is what it is, man.
I ain't knocking none of them. Now that I understand
I don't
the
even
cost.
care no more, people. I
Yeah.
swear, I don't care no more. Because people go, that don't bother you? Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna be real with you. It did bother me. It bothers me, but it bothers me where I go, but it is what it is. And what are you gonna do? You crashing
Yep.
out on the live ain't gonna change the results.
Right.
It's
True.
gonna be what it's gonna be. And these fighters and promoters and these agents and these promotional companies don't give a shit about how you feel.
Right.
Because
They
you're
won't.
not forced to watch it.
Right.
You're not forced to watch it. There's gonna be these guys, a lot of these guys got a big social media following where those people are gonna be the ones that support it.
Right.
They're gonna buy the merch. they're gonna
Yep.
they're gonna buy a
Yep.
ticket. Rosetta, good morning, Queen. I don't sweat it, seafood. I enjoy boxing different. I got my podcast. I got these amateurs I'm looking at. I got all coaches I'm trying to. I don't have time for that shit. Y'all place yourselves in positions that y'all don't have to be in, because you worrying or you trying to change something about the sport or the fighter that's never gonna change.
Right. Facts.
You like stop like they say, stop your blood clot crying. It is what it is. Only thing I'm gonna say to y'all is that after this, there's no coming back for him. Far as okay, after this November 14th, I'm gonna be back to take on this dude. Because I'm not interested. If it happens, whatever. I'm not, you know how I feel. I'm not hating, but it's just certain shit I'm not interested in. But I don't have to be here on the live crashing out about it.
Right.
C4, I see a lot of these dudes, what you crashing out about? I'm a fan of the sport. You a fan of the fighter. Shut up. Y'all better stop that. I'm a fan of the sport. You ain't a fan of the sport. You a fan of the fighter.
Right.
You like him because he light skinned, he got tattoos on his chest, and he got cute braids, according to y'all. According to y'all. I'm going by what y'all say, not me. What y'all
He got
say.
cute praise. He
Yeah.
got cute praise.
Yo, Seafood, I was at, so the day of the press conference with him and Lamar Roach,
Right.
this reporter, I ain't gonna put his name out.
Wow. Put
This
his
was a
name
wild,
out, bro.
this was a wild pause plus two slaps. This dude said, he looked at him and said, he got nice skin.
Yo, I'm dead on that one.
I said, what?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And then he stared at him for a minute and then gonna go up to him like, well, I gotta get a pic of him.
Oh well, you already know. You already
That,
know where
that
that's going.
dog, that calls for two. He said, you already know where that's going.
You already know where that's going. I don't want to. I don't want to hear nothing about. I don't want to hear nothing about the gay
Seafood,
tribe.
don't do that. Don't do that, Seafood. Don't do that. Don't do
You
that.
know, that's a tribal
Seafood, don't
thing,
do
bro.
that.
You don't want to hear nothing about the gay tribe, bro.
Oh my God. And I'm just like, but these are the people who don't mind tuning in.
Nah,
And
bro.
that's cool. I'm not hating on nobody because boxing's already filled with a bunch of people who got something to say about you. They want to find ways to remove you out the sport, find ways to shelf you. So I stay in my own lane.
Bro, you can't stay in a lane like that, bro. That lane is different.
No, I'm talking about I stay in my own lane. I ain't talking about that other shit. I ain't.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, the
I
G
ain't.
tribe. We ain't worried about the G tribe.
Yeah, I'm not. Hey, I, shouts to
So,
everybody because
right.
I
I
still
tell
I
everybody.
still
I
treat
don't discriminate.
I still treat people like humans. But go ahead, shout outs. But I don't complain about all this shit. That's why I have Throwback Thursdays, man. Because I'll be like, man, I get tired of talking about today. Today's annoying. Let me ask you something, Seafood. Since we on it, right? Damn, see, you got me started now, Seafood. God damn it.
Right.
That's why I don't like talking to you, man.
Yo,
This
it's
is why I
just
really
what
don't
it
like talking. Seafood's the only person I know that'll make you get out your conversation. He's good at that.
is. What's good?
Seafood, the type that'll make you admit some shit that you didn't even have to admit to him because he never asked you. You just brought it up to him. Shit crazy. You're the only one that can pull that off, Seafood. What do you think? We got the big. I'm gonna talk about it next week, but I talked about it already. But what do you think about this? Eric Salubin and Virgil Ortiz. What you
Okay,
feel about that?
I'm glad you asked me that question. Now, I don't like when people are saying that Erickson Lubin is hating on other fighters, right?
Yeah,
But I do think the fact that Virgil Ortiz, I personally think he's gonna get knocked out. That's what I personally think. I think
damn.
I think Erickson Lubin's gonna get knocked out by Virgil Ortiz because if Virgil comes in, the dog founded like the way I know he comes in, he's gonna knock Lubin out. Lubin is a good boxer. I cannot knock him that he's not. He's a good, strong fighter, but I don't think he throws the volume that Virgil does, and I think he gets stopped because of it. Regardless,
Yeah,
I don't even think it's about being a southpaw either. Like I just think that Virgil's a tall, strong dude, active with power. You know what I'm saying? That dude, his pressure is different, and you got to understand, Lupus doesn't have the greatest defense. You know what I'm saying?
um,
People not factoring that in.
some people would have said he blew his chances. This is just what people say, right?
Oh,
When they go,
Lubin?
when he had his chance, when he was in there with Charlo, Jamel, he got smoked. When he was in there with Fedora, he did what he can do, but you see how that turned out. He left him looking like Elephant Man.
I think that's crazy. Again, I'm gonna say it again. When it comes to the what is the tall guy's name again? You just said?
Oh, Fedora, Sebastian Fedora.
Sebastian, when it comes to Sebastian Frandora, he's a tall order for anyone. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
six
He's not
five,
an
six
easy.
six. That's a big ass order.
Yeah, he's not a big. And he's gotten better, right? I
Yes.
think he can be beaten, which we've seen. He can be beaten, but he's a serious tall order because he puts his punches together. He got a good chin, and he's not so defensively sound, but at the same time, as his offense makes up for a lot of his flaws in his defense.
Did
Erickson
you see?
Lubin should have never fought him, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. They really. I don't want to say they
You
lined
slept,
him up, but it was like, damn.
no, they slept on that guy. Because look, Erickson Lubin does not have defense. That's what I keep tell everybody. Yeah, he's a good fighter. Yeah, somebody asked, would you tell him that to his face? Yes, I would. Why wouldn't I? Yo, you gotta step
Because
up in your defense.
you're a fighter. They
Period.
got to remember you're a fighter
Yeah,
you're a fighter too, so it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna
yeah.
sugarcoat it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but I'm not saying that nothing
Yeah,
that's offensive. It's just facts. You look at the guy fighting skills. Yeah, he got skills, but his defense lacks. In a 10 to 12 round fight, he
so,
gets hit a lot. When he fought the Charlos, I don't like the Charlos. I think they're ordinary dudes. I don't think nothing special about the Charlos, right? But they go in there and scrap. I gotta give him that.
yeah.
When he got stopped by that dude, why would you not anticipate those type of things? You know what I'm saying? The first few rounds is the filler outs. You still should keep it basic. But he got caught with a hard brick. So that told me he wasn't prepared for that mentally. So in that situation, when I seen that floor and the fight he came back, then he come back to fight a Frandora after that. That's career suicide. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure
Um,
there's more to it, but I think Virgil Ortiz stops him straight up. I'm gonna just keep
wow.
it just like that.
Do you? I would say that he already had two chances. Um, Erickson, that is right. You know the Charlo, the Fedora. He loses this. If he happens to lose this next Saturday, then what?
He's gonna be listed as a journeyman if not already. You know what I'm saying? Like um like Marcus Brown. I hate to say it, but it's true. He's a journeyman now. But you can't knock
Damn.
him because he's a credible name. Regardless of
Yeah,
how we're gonna look at him and chances that he had, he's still a credible name. So Lubin is a credible name. He still makes himself visible. He's not a bad fighter. Like I said, he's not a bad fighter. It's just that I think the style matchups is the problem.
yeah,
Not everybody should fight everybody. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
When it's in this era, not everybody should fight everybody because of the style matchups. Like again, I'm not saying that Lubin can't win. I'm just saying Virgil Ortiz is a volume fighter. He comes in there, he gets punched, he gets hurt, and he still fights. And he breaks guys down crazy. Lubin, I've never seen Lubin fight a guy that throws that much punches that he can handle with easily. So I think
Yeah.
that's going to be a crazy style matchup for him. I think he gets stopped. I think it's a good fight because Lubin does bring something to the table, but Virgil is a problem for any fighter. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
And when
let me ask you, let me ask you this: with him just coming to 54,
mhm.
and this might not
Who?
happen, but
Oh,
I'm gonna bring up. I just want to bring a boost for a second. With him just coming to 54, I got two fights I want to ask you about.
okay.
Would you rather see? Well, everybody wants to see Boots versus Virgil Ortiz, or Virgil Ortiz versus Sebastian Vendora, or Boots versus Sebastian Vendora.
Okay, I'm gonna say that too. When he called Sebastian out boots, I don't think that's good for him right now because even though he's a slick fighter, he got good defense and stuff. I'm not saying that Pandora is the invincible guy, but he is a tall order. I think he should get a couple more fights before he fights somebody that tall because that's a different type of training for somebody that tall and rangy. You got to really time a guy like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even though you can get in close in certain situations, can he beat him? Yes, but it ain't going to be a walk in the park. That one to me is a 50-50 fight.
So let's just say by chance, because anything happens in boxing. Every time we
Right.
think we know something, we don't. If there's a chance Eric Salubin is victorious,
I think Boots knocks him out. Boots.
does a fight with him and Boost happen? Does Eric Salubin does
Well,
something crazy like gets a probably I don't want to say get a rematch with Fedor because I don't want
no,
to
he
see.
should. No, I think Erickson Lubison should stay away from Charlo and Fundora. Let him fight anybody else but those guys.
Yeah.
And that other guy, Mestayev, the guy
Oh,
that
gee.
fought.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't pronounce the
Yeah.
name. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
listen, that guy is a problem for anybody. Everybody needs to stay away from that guy. He's different. That
Yeah.
guy fights ill on Ramadan and he fights on the regular days. That guy is different. Anybody and everybody should stay away from him because that guy
Yeah,
can
well,
scrap.
if you can't eat for 30 days, you'll be a beast too.
Yeah, but think about it. There's a certain amount of fluid you can put in yourself before your body conks out quick. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's just like a woman being on their period. They can only have
Listen,
certain levels of power for a certain amount of time. You know what I'm saying? It's just
listen, you can't eat for 30 days and no sex, you're gonna be a different human being.
yeah, true. But think about it. When the body exerts itself, it secretes the sweat and stuff like that, right? You need fuel to replenish the muscle. In that
Yeah,
situation, how do you recoup that?
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
You have
yeah.
to
You're right,
be.
you're right, you're right.
That was a different type of adrenaline. Now he's doing it on a regular thing where he knocks the guy out cold. I think he knocks out Lubin crazy bad, fast too. Not even
Well, I'm going to
it
tune
doesn't
in.
go to late rounds.
I'm going to definitely tune in for that. That's one I've been waiting for. So next Saturday, my eyes will be locked and glued and glued into the TV. That's gonna be a great one.
What do
You
you
in
mean
the
by
gym today,
Lubin
Tifu?
and huh?
You in the gym today, or you got off?
Yeah. I'm going. No, I'm going. I work every day, bro.
You going out there in that nasty weather?
I'm
Right.
driving.
Oh God, seafood.
Listen, bread got to be made, bro. Yeah, every day's a day to make a fortune.
Man, you want bread? Just go to the supermarket, man. What the hell? You know
Nah,
you
nah, I
gotta
don't
go
need that
there.
type of bread. I need give me the loot. Give me the loot.
You know what?
Yeah.
I ain't got time for you, man. I'm getting off here. I'm gonna get my day started. Seafood.
All right, brother.
I'm gonna wait till later on because I want you to get on when we do this Mike Tyson and Buster. So what time you think you'll be out the gym?
Well, what's today? Thursday. Today's light for me today, so I couldn't even talk in the gym. It's all good. Today's gonna be a light
No,
day for me as far as training.
I'm gonna do it about 6:05. How's that?
All right, I'm good with that time.
Okay, yeah, that's the time because I like for everybody to get home. So
Yeah,
we'll do
yeah.
it then.
All right, cool. Text me anyway, though.
No, yeah. I'm gonna text you because
All right, brother.
sometimes I tend to go on my time be crazy sometimes, but I'll text you. All right, y'all.
All right, man.
All right,
You have a good day, man.
all right, seafood. This is not
All right.
working. Why is this not working? I'm trying to turn this off. Okay, there we go. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get ready to get up out of here, man. But I appreciate y'all smashing that like button and coming through and rocking with me, man. Um, Throwback Thursday, morning chop up. The word of the day is fix. We have a lot of things in our life we have to fix. A lot of us are looking for answers. There's different ways to fixing things, but we do have to fix it, and that's the word of the day: fix. Uh, I will definitely be back. Unlike yesterday, I'll definitely be back today. Uh, Throwback talk for boxing: Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas. We're gonna get into that 6:05. I'm gonna set that up early just to let y'all know I'll be back. You know what I mean? I appreciate everybody. Make sure you smash that like button. Uh, Make sure if you guys are interested in merch, uh, just hit me. I told you we out here working. We're gonna get some things going. Slow process, but we getting some things going. See y'all at 6:05. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Doug Zone podcast. Let's go.